with your wrist and fist. Now, again, I'm not trying to lie to you that it won't. Any of it. Actually, the preparatory gesture has to have the tip below the plane and all the others. Again, I'm not trying to say you won't get sound. You got sound. And we'll all just look at your fist holding the baton instead of the baton. But down the line, you can't be as accurate. That's why we use the baton. Okay? So let's get to that preparatory gesture. And just take that tip now and just using your wrist, make the tip break the plane. Just that much. Nah. So you took your elbow and you moved your wrist. Take your wrist and move the tip. There. Now just that much, right? Just take your elbow. Excuse me, I'm talking fast. Take your wrist and move the tip. Right. Now, while that happens, use your shoulder to rebound away. There. See that? So we have two. We got the Kung Fu grip on the Mickey action figure. He moves in all kinds of different ways. His wrist moves up and down, while the shoulder takes the bubble jet, inkjet printer across the piece of paper. So we say 3, 4, 1, 2. Keep that wrist moving. Remember that exercise? The wrist does the same thing. Every beat, shoulder just drives the bus. Okay, here we go. Paralysis through analysis.
I can't do it now.
I got it. I'll give you a second to laugh or breathe, because I did laugh. Another thing he said, he told a Barenboim story during the master class about chastising the principal's second violin for not breathing while he played. He made the point that every one of the string students has to breathe and internalize the music. I took a note and put it on my phone. He called it engaging the music making and an element of your commitment to play with imperative. What he said, the breath engages your whole self in the music making. So he said, Barenboim lectured principal second violin and the CSO over that in a recent rehearsal. He said he stopped and said, you would be dead if you're on the street right now. So what are you talking about? Well, you're not breathing.
Who is that?
Who's Barenboim?
Yeah.
Very famous conductor.
Daniel Barenboim.
Or Julie.
Yeah. Very famous pianist, conductor, all around the world. Google him.
He married a cellist.
Sorry?
He married a cello player.
Yeah. All right. Fun fact. Ready? Breathe. I'm talking about just the last note, you know. I knew what all the rest was. So, yeah. Maybe you don't realize. You'll see in your video. You gave the last note. You want to let it?
Yeah.
What was that?
I
You discussed it with them?
just completely forgot to cut off.
So they just let it play well enough for you?
Huh? No.
He played fantastically.
That's what that looks like.
Yeah.
Just a big warning for everybody. You flip that note off like that, and sensitive, insecure musicians are going to think you hate them and that they hate you. You know? This is a fact. And I know what it was. I just wanted to point it out to you. You were you were a little upset about the way it went. That was about you.
Yeah.
That wasn't about them.
Yeah.
But I've seen it so many times. My dear friend's named Brent Alston, maybe the greatest musician I've ever met. He was so self-critical as a conductor with graduate students in conducting together. He was so self-critical that he could not stop himself from manifesting his own self-loathing while he would rehearse a group. He was doing second whole suite with the second band at the University of Miami once and just couldn't stop himself. He was making all these, all the time. And we kept talking to him about it. It's going great, man, stop it. But he had these amazing, amazing self, expectations. And true story, one of the young players in a group that I knew, frankly, from when I was a high school band director before I went back to graduate school, came to see me and just said, listen, I trust you, I'm going to be real honest with you, we know you're tight with Brent. Frankly, the group is getting so sick and tired of how much he hates us. I mean, if we're not good enough for him, then maybe he should find a different group to conduct. I mean, if we're that bad, we know it's not the world's greatest whole second suite, but, we're sorry that we're not good enough for Brent. And it was the most watershed, amazing moment where I could just say, man, I'm so happy you said so. Please go to your parties and in the hallways and tell people it's just the opposite. He doesn't think he's worthy to be in front of you. He hates himself. It's the total opposite. And it was a great opportunity. I got to take Brent for a Kool-Aid and tell him, stop. We've been telling you to stop. Now you have to stop. They think you hate them because you're standing on a box. They can't interpret that you're just critical of yourself. No matter how much we can do that in the studio or when we're practicing individually on our instrument. We can all grimace and can't do it up there, okay? So two things there. It's very common for us to get to the last note and then just kind of forget about how we finish, and we got to outgrow that. And then I know it didn't go the way you wanted, but don't forget the Brent lesson, right? Dr. Alston had to learn that lesson the hard way, and it just does not, people aren't going to get around it far enough. Maybe these guys, because they're trying to be conductors now and they understand, but not regular folks, okay? Why did things go awry, do you think?
When I gave no
Think
thought.
broader.
Hmm?
Think of the less specific answer.
Unclear.
Multiple choice. Do you know this well enough or not well enough?
Yeah, I played it several times today, so a little bit,
Yeah? Why'd you conduct right through the Fermata?
I don't know, actually, that's just something that I plan on doing as prep.
I'm confused. What?
That was me going, giving a bit of a cutoff, but it was unclear. So I wasn't necessarily conducting, but I'm assuming it looked like a 2.
It looked like a 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
I mean, the bar before, and this will be great, this is why we videotape, you're going to be able to check it out. The bar before, you turned into a 3. And then, instead of a Fermata, you just kept conducting.
I'll have to check that out.
Okay, okay, let's do it again.
One more time?
Yeah. Take a deep breath, look at it, make a plan.
I don't have it.
Well, that could be part of the problem. Why is it a good idea to have a score?
Because you get nervous.
Yep. Why else? Yes, sir.
You can rehearse specific spots.
Absolutely. And the last bit, I won't make you play guess and read my mind, but there is going to be a situation where the players make a mistake. It's human. And if you don't know where the rehearsal markers are, I mean, there's a matter of knowing a piece. Like, I could go and take a look at some Haydn overture and probably be ready to conduct it without a score in 20 minutes because it never changes a meter, never changes tempo. Perhaps you pick the right thing and you go, okay, it's 2/4 for 6 minutes and it's got a couple little tunes and I got it. Still doesn't mean I should go out on the stage without a score, because what happens if the trombones jump in 2 measures early and I got to help corral everybody back to a spot? You got to. Now, there are a few people on the planet that can memorize scores to that degree. And I've seen them. They can memorize scores. They can tell you it measures 72, set clarinets on the second eighth note have a B natural. I mean, it's a whole other level beyond, I have the structure and I know the tunes. And that's, you know, just some kind of savant thing. But for the rest of us, you're gonna get plenty of pieces. You go teach middle school, you're gonna know all these scores about the third rehearsal. You're not gonna need a score to conduct through the piece, but bring it with you to the concert, just in case. Kids might need you. Okay, Mickey? Sound you want. Don't know?
Wasn't really thinking about that.
I understand, and that's a very, very honest answer, and I appreciate it, okay? We're at the point right now where we're really thinking about ourselves, and that's part of the journey, right? We're going to get to the point, hopefully very soon, as soon as possible, where the nuts and bolts of how to conduct become secondary, and then you have this ability now to concentrate on the ensemble in front of you. There were some folks here trying to give you a separated sound. Obviously, the group thought you weren't as legato as you could be. Okay? So, something to think about moving forward. We obviously didn't finish here. What we'll do on Friday is get the last of the legatos, and then we'll start in the same order with the staccatos. Okay? So, if you went on Monday, you want to prepare for light staccato on Friday. Remember the difference. If the legato leads with the wrist, the staccato leads with the tip. If the legato is a curvilinear motion, the light staccato's a rectilinear motion. There's a lot of fingertips off a hot stove motion to the light staccato. Okay? Now, we've been talking about video. You want to write on the board where they got to go?
I haven't made it yet. I'll have it made by Friday.
Oh, man, you said Monday you do that. Will's going to build a YouTube page for us to go check out videos. And we'll deal with it Friday. Thank you very much.
Yay.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I just really don't have like enough free time. I mean, I'll have it done.
But tell me.
No, yeah, I know.
I had no idea that last week talked about it.
Yeah.
They got to watch the videos.
And when as far as I can tell, when I gave my release, I was going to no one was
Okay.